Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at AET Motorsport. As you can see from the background, we have some beautiful Fiestas, but that's not what we're doing today. Today, let me swing the camera around. My X6 is going on the dyno to see what we can do. If we want to know what this car is capable of, I want to get a original sort of brake horsepower figure before we do actually take this car any further, mapping wise, see what power we're running, and then hopefully put a map on it. That's the big idea today. And to point out before someone else points out, my spoiler cracked in half and I had to pull it off the other day. Do you want to shout yourself out in the background?
I'm George, obviously I work at AET Motorsport.
The guy that got me here, so big thanks to you. Big pestering and pestering. But he was like, mate, do you want to come and drive some sick cars and maybe map your car? And I was like, well yeah, if it will talk to the computer, let's map it. So
the amusing thing for me about this whole event is going to be putting that thing on there.
Yeah,
nothing else
because it's not a normal dyno, is it? We're not talking normal dyno. Yeah. This is a hub one, which so for starters I've never actually seen before. Like I've seen them, but I've never been I haven't been around one before. So brake horsepower figure will come out, will be the exact brake horsepower figure.
At the wheels.
At the wheels.
So
at the wheels.
There's less variants to worry about.
So I can't lie basically. There's no lying in this video.
We're going to be posting your dyno print everywhere. So
yeah, it'd be like, it actually runs 150 brake horsepower. Yeah, but we need to know in the comments below, what do you reckon it's going to run? Like standard? Because we know it was around what, 230 on the internet. I reckon it's going to be about 230-ish, 220 still.
I'm not banking it making it.
You reckon 150, didn't you? You're like 150 brake. It's probably had a hard life and it probably had to be cleared out and stuff. So
after our little race on the motorway,
we ST2. What power are we?
Stage 2. So 2,500 horsepower.
Yeah, and you rinsed me. Absolutely rinsed me. So that was the end of that one. So hopefully what's coming next is me being happy, you being happy as well, because we were right, and hopefully getting some more brake horsepower figure out the X6. That's the other thing.
It's so accurate, you'll either go away really happy or
I'll be really, I'm going to cry. I know I'm going to cry a little bit. The other thing to point out is it barely fitted in. This thing is absolutely massive. Yeah, it's going to be tight, but has to be done. I mean, I have literally no need to go any faster in this thing than it is now, but hopefully the dyno will give it a bit more MPG as well. The map and stuff.
Well, it depends.
It depends if we can do it first.
Generally speaking, your map will make it a little better when you fall back into your natural driving pattern. Yeah. Once you've mapped it though, you're going to kick his head in.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I want to kick his head in. Bloody right. That's what it's all about. This garage has got to be absolute goals as well. I'm going to take you a little look around this because it's a car that I will be driving very, very soon once they've done a couple of bits to it. It's the Voodoo Motorsport Fiesta. Absolute rocket ship. But we will come back to that. Next time I'm back up here, we're going to take this to a track, absolutely abuse it. Right, so I want to explain why, well, we're going to explain why this is not a better idea, but why this method is used. The dyno being that you take the wheel off, so we go to the back wheel, this wheel will come off and then this will go onto the hub, so it'll give more of a true reading. That's the idea, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially this is giving you an opportunity to see what the car's actually putting onto the floor.
Yeah, so rather than the wheel spinning, because that's obviously going to happen.
Yeah. So again, obviously you've got all different sorts of variation with losses through four-wheel drive, wheel drive and so on. This just eradicates that and it basically makes it an even playing field. You know? So
because it goes straight onto the hub, there's no like PSI in the tyres any different and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, again, a quick example is I went and had my car dyno elsewhere and they literally turned around to me and said, you've got winter tyres on, give yourself an extra 6 horsepower. Which in fairness I've never heard before and it were a little bit of a weird one. There's no getting away with it here.
Yeah, if that's going straight on.
It's super accurate, you know, and again it levels the playing field out from the sense that...
Which makes it a little bit more exciting because I haven't actually been a part of one of these dynos, so I'm really interested to see how
So again, obviously all 4 hubs are linked up, so obviously with this being an X-Drive we'll put it on all 4. It will be like a giant floating
spaceship, yeah, with nothing underneath it. That should look quite funny.
Well, I hope it takes the weight, mate. It's a bit
yeah, it is heavy.
No, it'll be fine. I think we've done an X5 and what have you before. But yeah, so it's just super accurate. Eradicates all the the other variants that a roller would have.
Yeah.
The only real part that obviously the dyno cell plays is temperature and stuff like that. That's your only real variant.
Okay, that's cool. But then that's why this makes it a little bit better, because then we'll get a truer reading and all that sort of stuff.
Conditions is a massive factor. I mean,
definitely.
take my car as an example. It did like 210 at the wheels through the winter, but then at 28 degrees when we had the big heat wave, I think it lost a good 5 or 6 wheel horsepower.
So you're like, the difference
that
is quite...
realistically in here the only variation that you have.
So it's quite cold today in theory, and because it's a diesel, we'll see how that sort of plays it.
It's going to be an interesting one.
You usually get like little Fiestas doing pops and bangs, and today you're having a big diesel spaceship on it.
If there's a way of putting pops and bangs on this, it's
I want to do, if we could pop and bang this, that would be so funny. Please try and do that. Chuck as much as you want on it. Flamer kit? I mean, diesel flamer kit?
We'll just do a screamer pipe, right?
Screamer pipe straight out the bonnet, mate. So we've done the first run on the dyno on the X6, and some strange things are going on. We're not sure. Obviously, you know, this is a used car. You don't know what really the history behind the engine is and stuff like that. So it should be running 230 out of the factory. It's actually running at the wheels 178, so 20% of that, and then you're up to 213. So it's lost some power there somewhere. Something's gone somewhere. So at the wheels, 178 brake horsepower, which is not enough. But obviously 20% loss through the transmission, four-wheel drive, all that sort of good stuff. But where this is really precise, it will give you a precise number. There's no willy waving number coming out of this dyno. It should be 380 foot-pound of torque. Is that right?
Yeah, 380.
It's running 318. So there is 62 foot-pound disappeared somewhere. That's the bit I don't understand. Where the hell has that gone? Although we're a little bit down on brake horsepower, we're considerably down on the torque figure. We're going to try and put a map on it and see what happens. When I bought this, there was a map on it apparently, but we've decided that there isn't a map on it. Would you say there's a map on this side?
Not at all, unless it's a power delete map.
Yeah, it's a power delete map on this one. We're going to try and regain some of that power that's obviously been lost. Again, service history and stuff is good on paper, but you don't know what the car's actually been through. It's got 70,000 miles on it. You don't really know. There could be a boost leak. We don't even know. So we're going to run the map, see how it fares. The car is actually responding really well to everything that's going on with it. The main thing is the figures aren't exactly what we were expecting, but that just happens. So we're going to put the map on it, hope for the best. I want to see more power than 170. It sounds little, but if you do the 20% thing, it's sort of about right. It's just the torque I don't understand, but diesels are supposed to be torquey. We need to gain that power back at least. On with dyno number 2. I'm going to map it, see where we land. Inside the car. Jumping in the car, we're just going to warm up the engine a little bit before we do an initial run on the car. It's weird to be going fast but not going fast as well. You're like sort of sat in the car and nothing is happening, like we're just sat still. It's really weird. What? What?
Yeah.
Alright, what was that? What did we get?
433 foot-pound of torque and 254.
Right, so that's just gone up. I actually cannot believe we've just seen that.
We've increased at the wheels.
What, 76?
76 wheel horsepower.
Wheel horsepower? What? And how much foot-pound? He literally cannot believe it. He cannot believe it.
115 foot-pound.
115 just by telling the car to go faster.
Yeah.
Wow, that is absolutely nuts. I cannot believe that's just happened right in front of me. So we're going to go for a second run just so the car knows it's all happy and all that business. It can't believe it. We were having a joke earlier that it would be like 150 brake, and then it was 170. So that's actually really funny. But that's the thing with this. You can roll and road it constantly just to get your desired peak and, you know, change what boost settings and stuff is what we're doing, or just trying to find out what the flat spot is. Yeah.
Boost settings, all that
just to make sure it's happy. So after the third run, just got that, what was it, spike or a dip? Just fixed on the map, because it was just dipping down, as you can see, literally right there, nice and smooth now. So we're just layering up the first and the second run there, as you can see, and there's a big difference. The peak power coming in just here with the brake horsepower and the foot poundage, yeah, there at what, 3,000 RPM was that?
3,000 RPM.
And in comparison to the original one, which was a little bit more before, but it would tail off. Right, so that was mental. I literally can't believe what we were seeing from this. Obviously, I must stress, we did this for a laugh. I literally said, for a laugh, you got a dyno, haven't you? Let's put it on the dyno. And they said, yeah, do you want to map it actually? We have mapping software, we can actually do something with this for you. So it's quite nice to see the power it actually was. I always thought it was lacking a little bit of power, if I'm honest. So recapping, 178 wheel horsepower, so at the wheels, about 20% loss, you know, 15%, 20% loss in the four-wheel drive system, that, so it is about 213 when it came in here. 318 foot-pound, which isn't enough. It's supposed to run 380 from the factory. That was the original figures when this car went on. So after the AET Motorsports map, we have 304 brake horsepower, so 20% loss would mean that the wheels, it's about 254 wheel horsepower, so 304 brake horsepower between friends. It's now, I've converted into Newton meters because I think it sounds a bit better, 587 Newton meters of torque. That is mental. I literally cannot believe that's happened to this shed, like this spaceship. This was supposed to be the daily driver that I wasn't really supposed to do anything to, so I'm really intrigued to see what this is like afterwards. It'd just be interesting to see how it reacts to that more power, especially cruising on the motorway, all that sort of good stuff. Super happy. AET Motorsport are the actual one. Thank you to everyone here, they've been absolute legends. I'm super happy. Right, I'm going to take the car down the road quickly to see what the remap is like. I want to know what sort of power in the butt dyno we are feeling from the passenger seat. Mega excited. That little go down the road, I am so impressed with this thing, especially fourth gear, where we've really gone on the dyno and showed, you know, fourth gear being quite powerful. That's when it really starts going. So usually it was second gear, it was quite powerful, and then it sort of tail off. But yeah, going up into third and then fourth is it's a completely different car, obviously a lot more power. Massive shout out to the guys at AET, they know their stuff. And again, if you want a remap, if you want to come down, they stock loads and loads of stuff from intercoolers, all the Ford, and they do all of the BMW stuff as well. That's why I wanted to get this down. It was supposed to be a little joke, this video, more than anything. I just wanted to show that they could pretty much do anything to any car, and we came out with one hell of a result. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did like this video, please give it a like. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, guys.